Perfect. Car's here. My shipper guy just called me. Can't wait to see this thing. I haven't even seen it in person, just videos and stuff like that. He's taking it off the trailer right now. Woo, look at that. What's up, man? Huh? Hey, good. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna have you get inside.
Okay.
This one's a little bit lower than your other one in the front. The front's raised up.
Welcome to my GT3. Wow, this thing is so nice. Shout out to West Coast Exotic Cars. I just got off the trailer, just now walking around it, just taking a look. Everything looks in great shape. Tires feel good. This one has Sport Cup 2s on it, so I cannot wait to feel these Pilot Sport Cup 2s. I've never driven a car. Well, actually, I have driven a car with Sport Cup 2s, but never owned a car, I guess, with Sport Cup 2s. This car has full PPF, which I cannot wait also, because I don't have to worry about rock chips and whatnot. I could actually do like a small track day or something. I cannot tell if it has a PPF of some sort on the rocker panels or not. I love the clear tail lights. It has a Fab Speed exhaust. It also has a BBI cage, which you can see. I got the comfort seats because, to be honest, I've just been getting tired of the buckets, and the car was a decent deal for the market. That's, you know, what the market is right now, which is a little crazy for cars. So yeah, I'm literally just pulled it off the trailer, and I just pulled it off the trailer, and I'm just gonna throw the camera in and go for a drive and see how it feels and go from there. So I literally just got in my car. I have it in sport, exhaust open. Let's feel this thing a little bit. Oh my god. The PDK shifts so fast. Oh my goodness, the PDK shifts so fast. Wow. So this is the first drive. You know, I just wanted to make a quick video on me. I'm gonna go get lunch here. I've been waiting for my car. And I just wanted to make a quick video of the first drive, how it feels to drive it on the street. This PDK just shifts so fast, it's crazy. I can't believe this thing goes to 9,000 RPM though. It's just, the engine just makes such a different noise back there when it gets over 8,500 RPM. It just gets into like another dimension. Shout out to West Coast Exotic Cars for selling me this car. It's amazing, it's great, it looks perfect in terms of, you know, there was no issues on the car, there was no, you know, nothing abnormal. I love, you know, I got the comfort seats. I got the comfort seats because I didn't want to sit around in bucket seats because I want to drive the car more. I want to do road trips. I want to be able to go to tracks that are farther away and track it. I don't want to sit around and, you know, I'm gonna put it in just regular drive while I talk. I don't want to sit in a uncomfortable car and drive far, and, you know, now this car is comfy, and I love the cage in the back, which is cool. I can attach some harnesses to it or whatever. I love the full PPF, as I mentioned earlier, so then I can go to the track and do a couple spirited track events or some spirited canyon runs like we were going to do later today in this video when I do a full-on review of the car. So yeah, right now this feels freaking insane. I didn't realize how fast this PDK shifted, especially coming from a 997.2 GT3 RS, which is also on my channel that you guys may have seen, where it's manual, right? So I don't want to get too much into the nitty gritty of this car just yet. This is kind of like the very first reaction, throwing the camera in. I have driven a car, a 991 GT3 and a GT3 RS. Owning one is something else though, you know, it's something that I've always wanted to own, and now that I have it, it feels amazing. Like, I love that feeling that I was having of waiting for the car, and, like, you know, I'm excited. I'm blessed to be able to have this. I'm blessed to be able to work hard for it, and to be able to achieve something like this, to own a badass car of this nature. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't really get a chance to be around stuff like this. So now that I've worked hard at, you know, those posters of those cars on my wall as a kid have now become a reality. And I'm going to talk a little bit later more in the video when we go to some canyons later. I'm going to go grab lunch, like I said, about the car, how it feels in true roads. I'm going to just get used to the car's overall feeling. So far, you know, put it back in PDK Sport. So far, the car feels really good. Drives straight, alignment seems to be good. Fucking just so smooth, it's crazy. The PDK just feels so good. Alright, we're gonna take a little corner here. Let's see how this front end feels. Oh, wow. Wow. Feels really good. Alright, let's see here. It's on ramp. Oh my goodness. This 9,000 just, oh my god, it just screams. Little high speed corner here. Wow, it feels really good. It feels planted. It feels a little bit bigger. It definitely feels a little bit bigger. The hips feel a little wider. It feels a little more bubblier than the 997. But of course, I'm not comparing it like that, where that one's better or this one's better, or vice versa. They're both different animals, you know. This is like a perfect cross between analog meets digital, but not too much of both, you know. Not too much digital, not too much analog. So this feels really good. This feels very, very good, actually. Like you hear how fast that thing downshifts, and then you go to the upshifts. That's crazy. So when the video continues here, I'm gonna grab lunch. We will be in some canyons later on this evening, so stay tuned for that. And some crazy sick sounds. But right now, first overall reaction, loving it. Loving the quality of the 991. I think it's better quality than the 992, to be honest. I've seen the 992. I've been in the interior of a 992, and it just didn't feel as good to me. So this feels very, very good. And I'm very happy with this car already, and I cannot wait to explore more with it and do drives and whatnot. But see you guys soon. So now we came to some canyons and really opening this thing up. Oh my god, it chirps the tires from first to second gear. It's nuts on a PDK. It's like, what the hell? Oh my goodness, it just feels so solid. So a little bit about this. So under 50 miles an hour, I heard. This thing has rear wheel steering that steers the opposite way, so the turns are tighter, makes the actual wheelbase of the car feel smaller. And I was gonna turn around there, but I guess not. It makes the wheelbase of the car actually feel smaller. Over 50 miles an hour, the rear wheels of the car will turn with the car. Not necessarily, it'll turn with the car, so it will actually give it a longer wheelbase. And it gives it a longer wheelbase over 50, so the car feels actually more stable coming into higher speed corners. And when it's under 50, it tightens it up, makes it feel like it has a shorter wheelbase, so you can really get that ascent to really sit nicely. As a 997 previous generation will dance through the corners, this thing will literally be so stable it's not even funny. And that PDK is just nasty. It is absolutely mental. for a second. So this is my 16 GT3. You know, I kind of mentioned earlier a little bit of the delivery and stuff. Now we're out in the canyons, getting some nice outside shots too of this thing. But here's the thing. It's this thing, 475 horsepower, makes it at 8,200 RPM. This thing revs out to 9,000. And it's absolutely monstrous what this motor is doing behind the scenes. And in comparison to the previous generation, right? The previous generation that I had, the 997.2 GT3 RS, that front end felt lighter. This front end feels a little heavier, but it does have a wider track than that generation. I can't remember how many inches the track's actually wider, but it's wider. And you can feel it. And it's a little bit heavier of a car, but it makes up for it with the PDK. It makes up for it with the heavier steering with the wider track, allowing the car to be a lot more stable. And, you know, this car is something where I'm a manual guy, you know. I'm such a manual guy. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want PDK. Listen, if you're manual and you're not sure if you want PDK, those shifts are so fast. It's brutal how fast those shifts are. So many things I can say about this car. Number one, I love the looks of it. The 991 is the perfect transforming chassis and transforming, what I mean by that is the transformation of analog to digital. You know, going from the very analog 997 chassis and the way the car is set up to this digital meets analog. I feel like with the 992, I've been in them, the inside does feel a little cheap. I feel like the 991 with the extended leather everywhere, the amazing center console also. I know the new one's more, you know, nicer looking, but the quality of this with the extended leather everywhere in the Alcantara feels nicer because I've been in the new one and it feels very plasticky. It feels very, what's the word I want to use? It feels very nice still, but it doesn't feel like this car. This car really does feel a lot better than the new one. I know driving wise and tech wise and etc. and performance, yes, that new 992 is a better car. Yes, of course. I'm not saying this one's better than that or etc. I'm just saying there's some things that they compromised on, I'm sure, to cut costs somewhere so they can put more costs somewhere else. A lot of manufacturers do that, whether that's with R&D, research, performance, suspension. I also think that the way that this car is designed, already the GT3 has more downforce than the previous generation just in general. Obviously the RS has a lot more downforce with the bigger wing, more track oriented setup, but you know, this is the thing about Porsche. You can beat on these cars all day long and they're literally track setup cars. They're purely track setup monsters that can be driven on the street and be very comfortable. As I said earlier, I got comfort seats, and to be honest, I haven't moved around at all. And we've been smashing in these corners. Yes, a little bit, but it's not that much of a difference in comparison to buckets. Yes, buckets, you're lower, you feel the car more. But in reality, these feel amazing. You can daily this car, hop in and out of it all day running errands, then go hit canyon roads like this, and still feel good about the purchase that you made, because it's almost like a multi-purpose, right? When you have buckets, sometimes it's a little tougher. It's personal preference. At the end of the day, though, it is personal preference. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. Again, this is a review based on the things I've experienced and my personal preference. So, car revs out to 9,000, makes 475 horsepower, around 8,200 RPM. The mechanical noises, the way the ITBs are opening up in this thing, it just sounds insane. You can totally hear the throttle input, the way that the car looks, and the way that the car is. And it's just crazy how good it's just so good. And these Sport Cup 2 tires, they're just ripped. Look at that, just, and then you're on the brake. So all in all, now that the review is kind of over, I let my buddy, this kid that I met, super nice kid, 16, never drove a GT car, nothing. I was like, dude, his dream car is GT3 RS, this is a GT3, close enough. He was ecstatic about driving it, which is cool. He helped me shoot some videos and whatnot, so thanks, Zach. This car is great overall. This is a street review. This is a quick canyon rip, but this is one day with the car. This isn't even one full day. This is literally like 4 hours with the car. I'm gonna do a full Porsche driving experience and a full track day there and a track day at Willow Springs. So that will really test how the car is. But to end the video, see you next time. Thank you for your service. Huh? Yeah. Hey, have a good one. What a nice cop. I just ripped through that tunnel a little bit. He pulls up next to me, says, nice Porsche. Cool cops out there. Thanked him for his service, because he literally made me shit my pants when he pulled up behind me 3 lights later. Great cop. That's a great way to end the video. Thank you to the police for their true service in a time where people don't appreciate them enough. So, see ya.